Food markets only.
Meet Susie Smart, she is so bright. On her blackboard you can write. She has a desk, she has a seat. What's your name, my dolly sweet?
My name is Susie Smart.
She can talk!
She can talk, but can she add?
2 plus 2 is 4. Cat, C-A-T.
You can spell!
Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how
You recite!
Press the button, she says a dozen things, complete with desk, blackboard, and seat. Susie Smart, sold at food markets only.
What's this stuff? Some cereal. It's supposed to be good for you. Did you try it? I'm not going to try it. You try it. I'm not going to try it. Let's get Mikey. Yeah. He won't eat it. He hates everything. He likes it. Hey, Mikey.
All right, let's dispense with the friendly banter. I believe you know why I'm here.
Oh, I always figured it was to study us, discover our weaknesses, and report back to your alien overlords.
All right, let's dispense with the friendly banter. I believe you know why I'm here.
Oh, I always figured it was to study us, discover our weaknesses, and report back to your alien overlords.
Well, that could be it. Good evening, cats and kittens, pups and pooches. It's Susie Q96 with the Monday night LowDough coin collector show. And I'm going to tell you all the truth. I'm not sure I'm going to make it through the show. I'm having a problem with my health right now. It's pretty weird. I have neuropathy in my feet. And I fell asleep on my little love seat with my feet kind of curled up under me, and now I can't feel my feet. And when I can feel them, they're like, they hurt. And so I don't know how long this is going to last. And also because I fell asleep, I didn't really ever plan my show, which is part of why I am not on camera, because I also didn't get my shower, and I know it's not smell-o-vision, but no, we're not going there today. So we're just going to do a bunch of odds and ends things. Well, hello, Miss Greenwood. Christopher Ty, how are you? And there's my friend Tina Furry. I'm gonna, now that it's the first of the month, I'm gonna try and get all these packages out, and I will resend yours, Tina. Oh, I've had a week. I had some fun yesterday and also some unfun. It wasn't coin related, but it kind of was. Sir Benji and I sat down. He picked up some jewelry at some different yard sales and stuff, and wanted a second opinion on the authenticity of set items. And so we sat down yesterday afternoon and played with testing kits a little bit. We didn't make a video because we were experimenting ourselves, and we don't want to teach anybody wrong or anything, but we were testing stones and things that may or may not have been silver. He had a couple rings that were marked gold on their tag, but they were not gold. They were sterling, but they weren't gold. But we tested 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 10, 15 pieces of jewelry. And some of them we knew were not precious metal, but we were looking, I was showing them a little bit about hallmarks and trademarks and that kind of things that you find stamped on jewelry. Most expensive piece he had was not a precious metal at all, but it was a very nice designer bracelet. I went to the lady's website and could not find anything that indicated what type metal it was, though I was inclined to think it was stainless steel. Her primary medium was leather, so it was like leather and metal. Beautiful bracelet. If I had the money, I'd have bought that from him, but I didn't. But I did end up buying a ring from him. It's sterling, but I bought it because it has a aquamarine in it, which is my birthstone, and it was the larger ring. Some of you will remember last year I had to have all my rings cut off because my hands swelled up. So anyway, I got a ring now with my birthstone in it. I'm still waiting for Florida Thunder Digging with Rob to find my class ring, which was lost at Clearwater Beach back in the 1980s. I don't think that's going to happen either. But anyway, while Sir Benji brought me that, he also brought me an envelope with some coins in it that Mark Thomas had won over on the Sir Benji show, and Mark had told him to give them to me. Mark, knowing that, excuse me, pretty much out of things to give away. So one of them, and what I got from Sir Benji is most of the things in there were things he won on other channels, and he just gave them away. Well, one of them is the quarter that you see here under Le Scope, and it is a 2021, I believe it's just the Crossing the Delaware. And if you see these little wavy lines over it, you will see me trying to wipe them off, and some of them do wipe off because some of them are kitty fur that either came from M3 or one of the Benji cats. He has 3 of them over there. And but anyway, the only marking on here says, as you can see, error 2021. Actually, it's a 2021P, which that does make a difference. So I am going to add the P on there. But I only know of a couple of errors that appear. See, I put the P there. I peed on it. Oh my. What is that? Is that another? Yeah, another furry. Hi, furry. There's another furry in here too, and it's climbing around on my coin. Anyway, I am only really familiar with a couple of errors on this coin, and I don't see either one of them on this particular specimen. One of the ones is that there's like usually a right up here some goobers on top of the hat, or right here on the hand will be the messed up number of fingers. Now, I don't see either one of those. So apparently there's additional errors that I do not know about. And if I don't know about them, That doesn't mean doo-doo. That doesn't mean they don't exist. So I decided to see if I could find out what the error on here is. If any of you know what said error on a 2021 P crossing the Delaware, I don't really want to pull up a video. Are there any errors on a 2021 coin? The year 2021 has the U.S. Mint producing the most quarter errors. Okay. Well, where's that coming from, though? Okay. What makes a 2021 crossing the Delaware quarter rare? Striking reverse design, yada, yada, yada. Don't care about that. I want to know. I want to know. Hi, Jeff. How are you? I've kind of wandered away from the site. I'm still talking to you all. I'm just trying to ascertain what the error on this quarter I was given, that the little sleeve says error on it, but we don't know what the error is. I've looked for the two I know about, and I'm not finding it. So, what to look for on a crossing the Delaware quarter? That's a video. I don't want to play somebody else's video. So, yada, yada, yada. That's not it. 20. Oh, I don't know. How do I know? How do I know this quarter loves me? Oh, yeah, for anybody that tuned in tonight expecting me to break out my guitar, it's not happening. Not tonight. I'm having a lot of problems with my feet and my hands. I have neuropathy, which is a nerve thing. And truthfully, the guitar hasn't come out of the closet all week. It's probably grossly out of tune. But I have decided that I am going to play a little game with y'all on the guitar. So I will try at another time to new Miss Maniac. There's a maniac on the loose besides me. Yeah, I'm in a really good mood. I enjoyed my nap, but my body's not cooperating with me very well. And I almost just said, hey, I'm not even going to do a show. But then I thought, well, let's just throw some different things out here like this and let's talk about it. Because, like, I went on eBay and it showed a couple of so-called errors on the 2021 P. Let's see if I can pull this up. This is just somebody's sale. I know nothing about this person. I'm not saying buy from them. I'm not saying don't. We're just going to look at what they are offering. And they've got a couple errors listed on this coin that I know nothing Never heard of it before. So let's see what they're saying about this thing. Oops, wrong button. Okay. All right, now this is my coin down here in the far left of your screen. And the rest of the screen is, there, let me see if I can do it this way. No, that doesn't give me what I want. Yeah, the one with the red circle on it is the one on eBay, which they are showing a little bit different error on the hat. Let me see if I can. Oops. Oh, I'm having a hard time here. I'm getting a little jumpy. Okay. This is their first error that they are showing. But it's not the same thing as what I usually am singing. Hey, BH, ringers in the house. Okay, now here's what they're showing. They're showing an error up along the hat, but I don't know if you can see on your screen. I'm going to try something here. They're showing not the blobby things on top of the hat. They're showing on the point on the left-hand side where I'll show you on mine because I can't. They're showing up here a little line coming out from just below that point. It's not like any kind of a blob or anything. It's just a tiny line. So I'm not really sure about that. And then they are showing a second one, a second error down on the neck, a very similar situation, which you can see a little better inside that red circle, a little line. Now I'm going to go over to my coin. I don't see that either of those on my coin. So still at a great mystery here as to. Now here's a different one showing. Let me get back over here. This is a different one that I'm going to show you now. Now I'm just trying to figure out what the error on this order is, because all it says on the slip is 2021P error, and I'm not seeing the error I am accustomed to. So I can't really do anything with this coin because I don't know what the error on it is. Let me see here. I'm on the right. Yeah. Now this is a different one with, it says obverse neck multi chip error. Ooh, excuse me. Let me see if I can get rid of that one. We're done with him. Oops. And this appears to be above the sleeve, but a different error. Also, mine does not have. So, if any of you know what the error is on this, let me know. And then there's some other ones listed down here. Or hat errors and stuff, but I can't find it. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just a dumb. But I have no idea. Now let's see what else was in my little bag of tricks that I got from Sir Benji and Mark Thomas. There's I don't believe half of them, but because this just says error, and I do know there are some errors on that particular quarter, I'm trying to figure out what error they're talking about, because I only really know 2 or 3 errors on that coin, and I don't see any of them on this specific quarter. So it's just there. Now we got a 1934 Buffalo nickel. It's pretty crustified, but the date is legible. Yeah, I'm waiting for some stuff to come in the mail. I struck pay dirt the other night. I mean, I won a bunch of stuff. But I'm not going to tell you what or where until it comes. This came in the Mark Thomas gave it to me from Sir Benji channel. And it's just gonna be in my Canadian stuff. I don't know a lot. I think I got Nooms. Can you help? I need some history on Canadian coinage here. I know it's a quarter, and I know it's a centennial, but which province is this centennial of? That I don't know. I know nothing. Nothing. It's got the Royal Canadian Mounted Police guy on there. Riding a horsey. I know that. Well, my hands aren't working good. Not working good. Okay. Apparently there's some errors, reportedly some errors on this type. And also, apparently there is a large bust and a small bust. And I don't know how to tell the difference between the two, but money matters. I mean, the size of the bust matters. Let's see what this article says since it's from PCGS. PCGS. I said it right. It didn't feel right. Okay, here's how you tell the difference. I found a picture. Yeah, I found a picture. Commemorative. Thank you. It has a large bust variety, same size bust as 1972. Thank you, BH. I'm working on looking it up. I don't collect Canadian too much. I just recently started since I moved back to Michigan because Canadian coins are a lot more prevalent here in Michigan than they were when I lived in the South. We didn't really run across that many. So let me see. This is my coin. So it is a Royal Canadian Mounted Police commemorative. And I'm going to write that on here because it doesn't say anything on here. It's just, there it is. See, I'm trying to identify these things so later on, when I find them lost on my desk, I know what they are. Okay. Okay, so I know that's that. Now I'm going to go over here to this picture I found. See if I can share it. There we go. Canadian quarters. Which will kind of give me an idea of large bust versus small bust. So I'll flip this back over here. Let's see something. Well, whatever that is, it does not rub off with my finger. I thought it might be kitty fur. This right here, I'm not sure. Goes up and down and around and down. I don't know what that is. Top of the A points directly at a bead. Thank you, BH. See, this is the kind of stuff. This is why I stick things like this that I don't know about under the scope, because that's a very easy identifier to use. Top of A. Okay, let's get it turned. There we go. We've got it turned. Points directly at a bead if it is a large bust. Well, as we can see here, it is not pointing directly at a bead. It's a little to the left of this bead. So this would be a small bust, correct? We're letting BH. Thank you. I got it right. BH, you rock. Okay, we've all learned something tonight. That's why, see, I run a beginner's channel. I don't claim to know jack about Jill. I'm learning a lot of this stuff along with the rest of you. So thank you very much. Now I can appropriately, okay, now I'm going to show you the bust. again. And I'm going to show you that piece that I have that has the two next to each other. And I'm going to label this small bust so I know. Now let me get back over here for a moment. Here's mine down in the lower left corner. You can see it's got the red stripe on it. And then here is from the PCGS website showing you the difference. And you can, when you see them side to side, you can tell. This one is over here. The large bust is substantially larger than the small one, but you wouldn't know that necessarily if you didn't have them side by side. So there, we learned something out of my envelope full of freebies. I am not going to show you the bust. Well, I'll show you her bust. I'll show you mine. No. I'm just funning with you, William. But there, we learned something tonight. I always like to learn something. Yesterday, I learned that the manager of the local Home Depot is a real biatch. Oops. That didn't come out right. Well, maybe it did. She was. She still is. Okay, so we learned something about this item. Everybody, anything else about this coin we need to know, BH? It's been a good learning experience. Oh, while I'm there, let me scroll down that page a little bit. See if I can. Yeah, this is the large bust right here. Hey, Benji Q, tapping in. I got my plants transplanted today. And Mr. Benji had some spare flower pots. And I grow vegetables in containers on my balcony. So anyway, I had planted some of the little new potatoes. I have very good luck growing those in like great big 25, 30 quart pots. And I put like, I think it was 7 or 8 starters in this one pot. I didn't realize it was going to get that big that fast. I've never had them grow that quick. And they were like falling out of the pot. The plants were getting so big. So we went over to the Home Depot yesterday and got some tomato cages for our tomato plants. And hey, Queen, and and he brought me some big pots to transplant my potatoes into, so they will have room to make potatoes. And I bought a pot over in the markdown section that had 3 different kinds of lettuce growing in it because my lettuce seeds didn't work well. So I split those up today into 3 different pots. So right now on the balcony, along with some flowers, I have 3 different varieties of tomatoes, 2 varieties of peppers. The tomatoes are all producing. The peppers are starting to. I have 3 types of lettuce and 4 types of potatoes. So I think that's all the food that I have. And then flowers, I have marigolds and some other things. And then I have some snake plants. But yeah, thank you, Mr. Benji. I got the potatoes all divvied up. I should have one more bag of dirt, but we'll take care of that. Right now, we're going through all those coins that Mark Thomas got from your channel and had you give to me. And we have just learned a little about our Royal Canadian Mounted Police commemorative quarter, that it is a small bust, and we have learned how to differentiate between the two. Thank you to BH Ringer. We've been pulling up some artwork from PCGS, looking at that one. Oops. There we go. I'll scroll down here. And it's about, we don't have a large bust one, but if we did, it says the 1973 large bust RCMP quarter is one of the more valuable modern rarities that Canadian collectors look for in circulation. It's worth well north of $75, even in well circulated condition. So we got to start looking for those large busts instead of the small like we have here. Currently, 9 examples are graded by PCGS as PL68 with none finer. The record price paid to date for a PL representation is $384. So you can get some pretty high-end stuff if you can find the large bust. Unfortunately, we didn't get one of those today, but we did get a lesson on what we're looking for. So that makes having the coin concerned. Oh, you made the goulash. Doggone it. Yeah, they know you're talking about my bust. Nasty boys. Who did that song? Oh, Janet Jackson, Nasty Boys. Yeah. Okay, so let's see what else we got in there. We've already looked at a Buffalo nickel. We've looked at the 2021 error quarter that we haven't found the error on yet. Let's see what else was in there. Here's a nickel. Let me get out of there so the boys will quit looking at my bust. Coin then has 2, what did you say? Still in a mint set. Ooh, yummy. Woohoo. Send one over. I'm hoping now that I'm closer to Canada, I am starting to look at Canadian coins more. I didn't really until I got that box of pennies over at my bank, and it had like 70 something Canadian pennies in it. 76, 74, something like that. It had more Canadian pennies in it than it did Wheaties. It was unbelievable. All right, so now next up, we got a 1958 nickel. Doesn't say anything on here. Oh, it's a 58D. Okay, I'm gonna mark it on its little. There we go. Apparently, he does have a large set. That's good. You guys are on point tonight, baby. I'm telling you. Oh, that was a good one. I almost spit coffee out through my nose. Oh, and I didn't even want to do my show because I didn't feel good. You guys are making me feel so much better. Hey, Patty, how are you, hon? Glad to see you in the coin show. Oh, my God. This is almost as bad as the discussion that Sir Benji and I had about why we can't discuss politics anymore. We don't discuss politics. I didn't see the parental advisory hat. Did you get that at VOA when we were in there? Because you got a bunch of hats. I didn't see that one. That's too bad. But you can wear it on your show. Oh, I can't even find a comp on that one rock and roll museum hat that I found. I found a whole bunch of them, but not that one. I may keep that one for me. The rock and roll one. I found similar ones, but not that one. So I'm gonna have to do like Google Lens or something and see what I can find out about that hat, because it's really cool. Sir Benji and I went rummage sailing. We do that periodically. He's kind enough to pick me up when he goes, so I can try to find treasure for my eBay store. And he also has eBay store. His is much bigger than mine. But I found a sale listed the other day that was supposed to have vinyl records and hats. So I said, hey, let's go to this one because it's near a big store that I used to go to all the time, find stuff. And while we were in the big store, he found a bunch of hats. And I guess one of them was a fake. And eBay called him on it. But it's still a cool hat. He wears hats. So but I found a really cool one that I didn't even buy it with the idea of reselling it. I bought it because it's Rock and Roll Hall of Fame museum, and well, that's just me, you know. I'm a museum piece, although I don't have much to say about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. But here's a little piece of trivia. Did you guys know this? If you are inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, in order to attend the induction presentation that you see on TV, even if you are being inducted, you have to pay $25,000 to get in the building to get inducted into the Hall of Fame. How's that for a racket? And if you actually look up the things that the criteria to get into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, the people that are doing it now don't even follow the criteria. But they don't mind charging you $25,000. And one of my heroes, and he's not one of my musical heroes as much as he is one of my heroes he paid the money, he got inducted, then he went backstage and they were going to interview him, and he told everybody about that he had to pay $25,000 to get himself in the building. And that's Steve Miller. So if you like the Steve Miller band, you'll like him more for not being a hypocrite. Okay, but I digress because I got off on the hat. So anyway, we got a 58 nickel here. Let's just see what we know about 1958 D nickels. If there's anything exciting and stuff that we need to know. See if there's any kind of errors. Well, there's people trying to sell them for all kinds of crazy prices. So there must be something. 58D Jefferson nickel with many errors. Somebody trying to sell one. Let's look at what it thinks are errors on. Excuse me. My goodness. This is why I don't drink. Yeah, I know. Isn't that amazing, William? It's how much money will your ego spend? That's like one of the things I found out, which I think is kind of cool. I don't know if this is 100% true, but it certainly sounds like something that would be true. When the Young Rascals, who later became the Rascals, got inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, they did not pay for that. Felix Cavallari apparently said, oh, heck no. All of them apparently said, no, we're not going to do that. But Stevie Van Zandt, who does the radio show Little Stevie's Underground on satellite radio, but was also in Bruce Springsteen's band, apparently, you know, in fact, a couple of the guys from the Rascals went on to play in Little Stevie's band later. Apparently, Little Stevie, being such a fan that he is supposedly the one that paid the $100,000 for 4 members of the Rascals to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. They said, no, we're not doing it. But he did. And if you've ever seen the clip of them being inducted into the Hall of Fame, Stevie Van Zandt comes out in a big trench coat, and he's actually wearing one of the early stage costumes that the Young Rascals used to wear, with the big Peter Pan collars and the little knicker pants. AC/DC did not come up with the schoolboy knicker pants thing. No. There were bands doing that way before them. All right. Anyway, let's see what they say in here on this 1958 errors to look for, or so-called errors to look for. When you're looking at anything on eBay, a lot of it is just, to me, I don't see it. I think they're just making it up. Let me share screen. 58D. But AC/DC. No, actually, Dwayne, that's not necessarily true. The Rascals did it for 5-6 years back in the 60s. That was their whole shtick. And they hated it. They liked it when they first did it. They made it a little too popular, and then they got stuck with it. And fortunately, the later 60s came along, and the Rascals were lame. Oh my God. You're going to die, Dwayne. You are going to die. The stuff that got played on the radio by the Rascals may have been, some of it was a bit lame. But baby, you done went in a bad place. Oh no. Oh no. Now you're gonna Oh yeah, we were going to look at what this guy says are the errors on the 58 Jefferson. First, it's got a interesting looking mint part. That may or may not be legit. It may just be a shadow too. Decent cover. Anything particularly exciting there. This is what's looking at the tape. I think he's trying to call that a video. I'm not sure. I haven't read it. It's scripted. So there are things you gotta look for, I guess, on the 58D. Oh my God. I'm gonna put you in time out. The Monkeys are not even a real band. Okay. My mood has been killed. Okay, hang on. And by the way, that's the drum track from Good Lovin' by the Rascals. That is my hero, Dino Danelli. May he rest in peace. There you go. I turned Dino off now. The Monkeys were not even a real band. No. They did not play their own instruments until 3 or 4 years into the TV show, and then they became a band. And I will give them that. They did learn to play, and they tried to do some good with what they did. But you know, it cost over $1 million to get Last Train to Clarksville to #1 on the Billboard charts. They spent $1 million promoting that record because the TV show was coming out. But you know what? They were racing this other band up the charts at the time in October 1966. Both records came out on by 2 different bands on the same day. And the other band got to #1 first. The others not only were not a real band, but I actually know the guy that did the vocals, the studio vocals for the Archies. Oh, what a terrible claim to fame. You're making me mad, Dwayne. You really are. I love you, but you are making me mad. As a matter of fact, Keith Moon of The Who learned to twirl his drumsticks from Dino Danelli of the Rascals. It's documented. Anyway, I was telling you a story about these 2 bands, released a record on the same day. They're racing these 2 records up the Billboard charts. One band spent $1 million promoting their record. The other band spent $50 recording their record in a guy's living room. Guess who got to #1 first? That's right, kiddies. The little band full of Mexican migrant farm worker kids from Bay City, Michigan. ? In the Mysterians, 96 Tears. We derailed the Last Train to Clarksville for a couple of weeks. It only cost us $50. But I digress. Anyway, we're back to the 1958D Jefferson Nickel. We're going to have to study all the different errors on that, but apparently there are a bunch. Ooh, and this big ginormous copper buffalo just jumped right out on my desk. A copper round that was also in the package. 0.999 fine copper. There he is. Ain't he handsome? Yeah. A lot of people remember the Rascals. You would be surprised. You turn on any oldies and classic rock station, you're going to hear the Rascals right in there with the Monkeys. Tina, they were hired to come and play a band on TV, the guys in the Monkeys. Now, Michael Nesmith did have some musical talent, but the rest of them really didn't play well. I bet you have, and you just don't realize who it is. Furry. But anyway, they were hired, and their stuff was actually played by studio musicians, and some of their songs were actually written by Neil Diamond. And then after they did the show for about a year, they're like, we want to sing our own stuff because Davy Jones really was a singer. We want to do our own stuff. And the TV people really didn't want them to do their own stuff. And I got to give the Monkees credit on this one. They fought like heck to be able to do their own concerts. And they tried to get away from the bubblegum TV show thing. And how they did that was when the Monkees went on their first live tour, they picked their own opening act, and they picked Jimi Hendrix. You could not get two polar opposite types of music if you tried. Yeah, exactly. Like Hannah Montana. They played these musicians. Then when they tried to be real, the TV people didn't want that. They wanted them to be like, the Partridge Family, which was a copy of a real band called the Cowsills. Anyway, they take Jimi Hendrix on tour with them. They do this concert in Jacksonville, Florida, and my friend Kathy and I were there. We run on a radio station party bus. We went to see Jimi Hendrix. We could care less about the Monkees. 3 songs into Jimi Hendrix set, all the little monkey mamas that were there with their little 12-year-old girls are freaking out because Jimmy's up there gyrating with his guitar, and his lyrics were not what they wanted. And they're grabbing the little girls, covering their eyes, and dragging them out of the auditorium. And Jimmy kept on playing until the Jacksonville promoter had him pull the plug on him. And they took him off the tour. I think he was on the tour for 3 days. No, because they actually did play instruments. The Jackson 5, they play instruments. They sang. That's different. That's a different thing. They started out as a musical act. Their dad drilled it into them. They were legit. No. I'm talking about bands that were hired by media conglomerates. Individual people in the group were hired based on how they looked and would they look like a real rock band. That's not at all what the Jackson 5 was. They were a legitimate musical performance group. They were probably the first really good boy band of modern times. Now, the 50s, we had a ton of them, but that's a different story. Okay. That's the end of the coins that were in the Sorbenji envelope. So those, after I do a little more research on them, are probably going to end up in the giveaway box. Well, that's what we called the Monkey Mamas, because they took their kids to this show thinking it was going to be, the Brady Bunch is a good example. They were not even intended to be a musical act, but because there was success with making the Partridge Family one, they tried to do the same thing with the Brady Bunch. And none of those were really actual rock bands. And the kids that, of course, they're now grown up, some of them are deceased. The people that were in them will tell you that other than the front persons like David Cassidy or, like that, they really didn't have any true musical talent. They taught them enough that they looked good on camera, but that's not them on the records, and that's a big difference. If it's not you on the record, no. But I just love that Question Mark and the Mysterians had a hit record for $50, and it cost $1 million to get the last train to Clarksville there. And there were some payola scandals about that too. If you don't know what payola is when a record executive or a disc jockey goes to a business agreement with each other where we will give you $50,000 if you play this band's record 10 times a day. It's where money exchanges hands under the table to push a record that probably normally would not be a big hit. Good day, Miss Maniac. Okay, what else have I got in my box full of junk? Oh, well, it's 7 o'clock. I got that. Okay, let's talk a little about what we're going to do Wednesday night. Hopefully, I will have Question Mark and the Mysterians. Well, let me tell you something about that band. That band got screwed because they were not white. That's the bottom line. But they really got screwed because they were on a record label that was mostly non-white artists. And the two men who owned the record label got shut down by the Security Exchange Commission, which is part of the government that controls how stocks and bonds are sold. And the record labels, they sold more stock than they could legally sell, took all the money from all the artists that they had on their record label, filtered it out, and then the government came in and shut the record label down. So all of these different acts, like Little Eva, who did the Locomotion, Chubby Checker, who did the Twist, early forms of the Grand Funk Railroad were on that label. Bob Seger was on that label for a little while. But all the bands that were in there had the money stolen, and the two men who did it walked away with millions. They managed to get away with it. Question Mark and Mysterians had 4 records chart on the Billboard 100 in 18 months. They were a rising talent, and they are the first band in known history to be referred to in the press as punk. They were punk before Iggy Pop ever thought to be punk. But what happens when you get buried like that is those artists, most of them never recovered from it. Yet that band has still played as an indie band for over 50 years, and they're still playing with all the original members. They have a huge following in Europe. They still have a following here. If I go to take Q to the doctor, I got to take him through the back door of the clinic because people will stop. If he's deathly sick, they will still stop him and want to get autographs. And, you write a song that sells 8 million copies, I don't care. You can call you a one-hit wonder if you want to, but that's one more hit than most of us will ever see. Think about it. Any of you written a number 1? Me neither. Okay, let's see what else is in the box real quick. Like I said, I overslept. I fell asleep on the couch. I got these guys. I might have shown these already. I'm not sure. We got George Washington. Oh, I got a couple of newspaper articles from the old history department about counterfeit quarters. Forgot I say these. 1941. This is going to be from North Vernon, Indiana Plains Dealer. Let me see if I can get rid of that one. And get over on this one. And I'm going to read you a little story about some World War II era fake quarters. Because I have a question, maybe somebody can answer or we can look it up. Here we go. See if I got it up here now. All right. We're going to go over here to the column on the left that says passing of bogus coins investigated. Excuse me. Coffee's giving me the burpy burps. Okay, like I said, this was March 20th, 1941. Deputy U.S. Marshal takes man and youth into custody. Deputy U.S. Marshal Campbell of Indianapolis came to the city Saturday and took into custody Shirley Crisp, 50 years old, of Martin, Kentucky, and Danny O'Hara, 18, of Cincinnati, who were charged with passing counterfeit coins in this city. The two were arrested Tuesday of last week after the boy had passed bogus coiners. What is wrong with me? Bogus quarters at the J.J. Farish grocery. While he was held in jail here, the youth confessed to Chief of Police Carlock that he had an agreement with Crisp to pass the coins. He said that the man had promised to divide profits with him, but that he had not done so. The man denied any connections with the making or passing of the coins. The boy told the local officers that they had thrown some of the coins into a thicket near the hobo camp west of the city where the two were arrested. The officers searched the area adjacent to the camp but did not find any coins. They did, however, find fragments of Babbitt metal, spelled B-A-B-B-I-T-T, from which it is alleged the counterfeit quarters were made, and also found a melting can, which is believed the men used in making the bogus coins. As far as it has been learned, only a few of the counterfeit quarters were passed here. 2 were taken in at Farish's grocery, and 2 were found among the money taken at local theaters Tuesday night. So does anyone know what Babbitt metal is? I have never heard of Babbitt metal, but it is what they were making fake quarters out of in 1941. Okay, here we go. We're going to Wikipedia as our initial source here. The Babbitt metal or bearing metal is any of several alloys used for the bearing surface in a plain bearing. Original Babbitt alloy was invented in 1839 by Isaac Babel. Babel? What is wrong with me? There must be something in my coffee. Isaac Babbitt in Taunton, Massachusetts. Most commonly used as a thin surface layer in a complex multi-metal assembly. Original use was cast in place bulk bearing material. And apparently, there are several levels of it, one of which heavily mimics nickel. So apparently they were taking these bearings and melting them down. They are made of several different tin or lead-based alloys. And so I guess they were melting them down in a can, and it doesn't really indicate how they were doing the artwork on them, but they got caught. Yep, they got caught in 1941 doing that. Don't know what happened to them. Let's see what else we got. We got one more newspaper article on counterfeit quarters that I had. It was from much earlier than that. It was, and I accidentally closed the window on it. All right, what is this one? Oh, this is a big one. 1937. This has actually got some trial testimony. The Evening Sun doesn't say where this paper is, but it's from September 13th, 37, and it's part of a court testimony where a teenage girl was given a whole bunch of these fake quarters by her parents to pass around, and apparently they got caught. Says girl 15 declares parent handed her 200 fake quarters. And it says after the children of E.B. Pius and wife, after the children were called to the witness stand to identify written statements to tell United States Commissioner James Cullen that their statements were correct, the commissioner held Edward B. Pius and his wife Ethel on bail, charges of possessing and passing counterfeit coins. The children, Edward and Helen, had given statements to the local Secret Service office. I'm going to paraphrase a lot of this because it's a long article. The statement itself was a virtual diary of the trip from 309 Pacific Avenue, Brooklyn, New York, which began on Saturday before the arrest in Washington, where they picked up the son, an inmate of the National Training School for Boys. When did you first learn your father was passing counterfeit orders? I learned in 1936. I didn't know where he got them. Why did you leave your home? I left Brooklyn on Saturday night with my mother and father. My father gave me a pocketbook with 200 counterfeit quarters when we left. When he gave you the pocketbook with the 200 quarters, did he give you any instructions? Yes, he told me that in case of any trouble or if I thought a suspicious car was following us, I should throw the pocketbook out the window and try to remember where it was so we could go back and get it later. In her statement, the girl then described the rest of the trip. They crossed the Staten Island ferry. Her father paid the 70-cent fare with one counterfeit and 2 genuine quarters and received 5 cents change. At 2 stops in New Jersey, they bought gas and something to eat, which she alleged were paid for with a mix of good and bad coins. So anyway, they go on. I'd have to go find the other page, so maybe we'll find the other page. But that's pretty bold. Make your kids prevent your crime for you. Holy guac. Woo. So, yep, counterfeit quarters been out there for a long time. I wonder if people are counterfeiting them now. We'll have to research that. All right, kiddies, let me look over here for one momento. We forgot to turn Nightbot on. We got to turn on Nightbot. Because we're going to do a gift away. And then the stream gift away. So what we going to do here? We're going to do easy one. Let me see here. We're going to have y'all type in the keyword. And it's going to be fake. If you want to win, type the word fake. Come on. I don't want to go in. You don't have to use the hashtag. Just type the word fake in. And there's, according to the thing, there's 7 people, 8 people, 9 people. Funny, as soon as you say you're doing a contest, people come out of the woodwork. Hi, New Marchu. Hi. And let's see what we're going to gift away here. How about we gift away? Where did I put it? I had it just a minute ago. I had that rescue. I lost my pointage. There he is. We're going to give away $1. But it's not any old dollar. We're going to give away Mr. President number uno, George Washington. Now, those little scratches on his face are real. Martha must have got PO'd at him. Could be die cracks. I don't know. Could be a stain. Could be something. Yeah, I'll just type in the word fake. It's got Statue de Liberté on the other side. Yeah, I like the old news articles because, I mean, you just think about people in 1936. That was kind of the end of the Depression era, but it was still, money was tight. So, yeah, I get that people were probably making counterfeit coins. Flea bag? Where's flea bag? I didn't see no flea bags. Is there a flea bag in here? Is there a flea bag in the house? Again? He's been here before, you know. One or 3 times. Big flea bag. He never wins. Well, I was winning the other night, man. I'll tell you all about it when the packages get here, but I ended up with a channel membership, silver round, and I think it was a 1924 Morgan, British pence, something else. I can't remember, but I won a whole bunch of stuff. I finally quit entering on that channel, and there was a lot of people in there. I quit entering because I wanted somebody else to have a chance to win. It was crazy. I woke up in the middle of the night, couldn't sleep, went in a friend's channel, and yeah, just I hadn't won anything for a long time either, so it was really odd. Let me see how many we got on the night and bot. All right, people, what's going on here? What is going on? There's 9 people here, and all I've got on the list are B.H. Ringer, New Marshall, Patty DeSharoon, and William E. So you better get it in there. Better get in there. Just type the word fake into the stream, and you will be entered to win a very nice George Washington dollar coin. Yeah, let's see what else I got here in the box. I got some stuff. What that is. So, an envelope with not labeled. Don't know what's in here. Don't know. Some kind of quarters. Oh my, it's a whole bunch of those ones we were just trying to figure out the errors on. 2021B, we were looking at P's, I think, but now I got to look at these for those other alleged. There's Flea. Hey, buddy, how are you? Oh, I've got something for Mrs. Flea. I bought her something. I'll give it to you the next time I see it. It was something she and I talked about when we were at the Chinese restaurant. Oh, that's a different one there. Okay, this is a whole envelope full of quarters. You just been lurking, huh? Yeah, Benji was lurking earlier. I think he may have left. I don't know. Oh, wait a minute. Oh. Well, I'll find something else to throw in with that dollar. I'm not sure what it's going to be yet. Oh, I know what we can put in there. Where's that envelope I got? The contributionals. Yeah, let's put that in there too. That's 1934 Buffalo. All right. Little endo streamer here. Doo-doo. Doo-doo. Okay, now we got 5 people out of 8. So 3 people have not typed in the word fake yet. The ones who have: B.H. Ringer, Fleabag, New Marshall, Patty DeSharoon, and William E. are in the drawing. If you did not hear your name, you got about a minute. And now I'm going to go because I think the Coin Around show is happening. And I got to fix my dinner and maybe stop in there for a minute. So, Wednesday night on the metal detecting show. I'm still working on editing my footage from Detect Michigan. Hopefully that will get up there by Wednesday night and we can talk about that. And we're going to do the June Patreon drawing. Where that came from. I'm just finding coins here. I have to figure out what I'm going to give away on the June Patreon drawing. It will involve a silver. Last month, our winner was Leanne Crawford, got a 1968 proof set. I think she probably got it today, actually. I did go ahead and mail that out. And I'm also going to try and get these other things sent out tomorrow. I'm also adding lots of things to my eBay store. But I got to get a car. I can't get to the coin places. I can't get to places to go metal detect. I can get to my doctors and stuff, but I can't get anywhere else that I need to go. So I've got to get a car. So I'm putting lots of stuff on the eBay stove. And cutting down on, I'm gonna try this thing where I don't buy any more groceries. See how long I can go this month eating from what I have in the cabinets and my refrigerator and freezer, that kind of stuff. And good thing that the next time we go shopping, it's Benji's turn to buy lunch. I bought the other day. We take turns. So, all right, let me see how many people, because I'm not hanging here forever. All right, we only got 5 entries. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Don't know why. Oh, okay. Now I got a couple. Now I got B.H. Ringer, Fleabag, New Marshall, Patty Disharoon, Terry B., and William E. And let me get that up on the screen. Hi, Terry. What's happening? Oops, wrong button. I do it all the time. I almost forgot to hit. Yeah, y'all go hit that like button. Slap the crap out of it, please. Okay, where am I? I am looking for share the screen. Nightbot giveaways. Doug Harding. Doug's not even here, is he? Ha 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 ha. All right, we got B.H. Ringer, Fleabag, Furry, New Marshall, Patty Disharoon, Terry B., William E. I'm gonna hit the button and we gonna give away stuff. First, I got to shift this page up just a tad. So the roll it button. So I can hit a roll it button. That's a wolf dog. Where did that dog get in here anyway? Who let the dogs in? All right, here we go. There's a little roll it button down at the bottom of the screen. I'm going to punch that rescue, see who it says to give these coinages to. It says furry! Miss Tina, furry, planter, and coins. And I already have an envelope for you with the proper address on it this time. Oops. I did screw up and send it to Antwerp, which was wrong. So we will make sure we get those in the proper place this time. And I'm writing on the envelope, furry not in Antwerp. There we go. All right, I'll try to get these out this week. I'm going to wait till after Wednesday when I do the Patreon drawing, in case somebody wins that I already have an envelope for. And now, on that note, I'm going to go fix my chicken wings. And then I'm going to try to go over to the coin and around place. So I appreciate you putting up with my babbling and my music rants. I am actually going to start a music channel where I actually interview some of the musicians that I personally know. I have already talked to several of them who have said they would be happy to participate. One of them, of course, is going to be question mark, but we're going to have Monty Yoho, longtime drummer of the Outlaws and country band Black Hawk. We'll probably be talking to some other people from those bands. I can't tell you who a couple of them are because I have to wait until their management companies make the official approval, but there's going to be some real interesting folks. We'll just put it that way. 60s rock, 70s rock, some punks. There's one in particular I'm really trying to get because he's a combination of a rock star and a metal detectorist, and I'm really trying to get him. Ooh, 6 p.m. Pacific. I'm asleep by then. That's my problem. That's like the other night I was in somebody's channel that I'm hardly ever in there because I woke up in the middle of the night and I couldn't go back to sleep. And for me, the middle of the night is like 11, you know. And I think the show started at 10. So I like the Greek. Hi, too. Oh, now that I'm going, everybody comes in. Little stinkers. Oh, yeah, I still have that up there. Alrighty. So anyway, y'all go support somebody. And, well, this is a medicine thing, William, where they're messing with my meds right now. And trying to get me off some of them that they don't think are in my best interest. And I can't sleep very well. So or I fall asleep at the wrong time of the day. Like I went out and did my plants, came in, fixed my little love seat. The back was broken on it, so I worked on it and I sat down on it to test it out. And I tested it out for about 4 hours sound asleep. That wasn't good. Ooh, excuse me. So anyway, y'all come back on Wednesday. We're going to give away some stuff. We're going to talk about some metal detecting videos, some new metal detectors that have come out, and let some people that are new to detecting tell us about their experiences. And I bet you by then Patty Disharoon will have found something else incredible and sent me a picture to show you. Patty finds all the cool stuff. She just does. Oh my goodness. All right, happy campers. I'm out of here. Thank you for tolerating me. Like I said, I feel good when I first started the show. I didn't think I was even going to last. But then you guys got me laughing. Oh my. All right, we will see y'all on Wednesday. M3's taking a nap. Haven't seen him for a bit. I think he's right over on the other side here. Yeah, he's over there sleeping on a cardboard box, waiting for me to give him some treatables. All right, everybody. We'll see you. Like, comment, share. Go to my eBay store. Go to Patreon. Send something over to the PO box. All those things are welcome. We'll see ya. Bye.